Hello everyone, good morning. It's time to start the day. Grab your coffee, your favorite beverage, shine your light and light the way.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is, what is it? It's July 31st, 2024, and it's time for your good morning coffee and talk. I'm Dolly. I'm really glad that you're here. I'm looking in the comments. I see that Teresa's here and Katie's here and Janet's here. Good morning, Janet. Oh, Janet. So thank you for starting off your day with me today. I've got my coffee. I had it on the floor because I got lots of stuff on my desk right now. And oh, you know how it is when you're doing a live stream and you are getting ready to do your live stream and you're sitting there and you're drinking your coffee and you're kind of going through the morning news and I was playing with Ruben and playing with the kitties, and then I looked up at the clock and I was like, ah! It's 9:15. Holy cow. Oh, so I've got like everything kind of scattered here this morning. So if I seem a little more scattered than normal, you know why. But I'm glad that you're all here. And can everybody hear me okay? Everything's going good? Good morning, Flowing. Good morning, friends. Good morning, Ruben. Thank you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful day here in Milwaukee. It's a little sticky, a little hot, but I am so grateful. I am so grateful that the sun is shining and that it's beautiful today. And, I want to do some announcements here. Let me bring something up real quick. These are just a few announcements. Now, how do I do this? I go like this. Oh, this is not what I wanted. There we go. Okay, so tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I am going to be on Soul Academy with Indigo Jaguars channel, and we're going to be talking about our birds. So I hope that you all be there. It's going to be Linda and Nancy and Heather and myself, and we're going to be just talking about birds. So if you can be there for that, I would really appreciate it. I think it's going to be a fun conversation. And also, today is Lunas. Well, tomorrow actually. Tomorrow or tonight at midnight is Lunas, which is the beginning of the harvest season. Yeah, so it's hard to believe that the summer went by this fast. That we're already going to have August 1st tomorrow. But yeah, now is the time where we're going to start to see the sunlight waning a little bit, and it's going to, the days will be getting shorter, and we'll start noticing like all of our plants that we've got planted are going to come into season. I've got so many tomatoes on my tomato plants right now, you guys. I feel like they're about to burst. So we're going to be we only got 2 plants, but they're 2 plants the size of like giant bushes. And this was even after trimming the leaves, trimming them down as they were growing to try to keep them like contained and full of tomatoes. We couldn't keep up. They just grew crazy. So we're going to have to do some canning, which is okay. So happy Lunas to all of you today. Well, for tomorrow. And let me go ahead and read an affirmation card. And then I always take the next one in line. And the next one in line is confidence. Confidence. And it says, in this moment, I take a step back and look at myself with pride, with the pride of a good mother. I see abundance of abilities and talents that show up all the time in big and little ways. If I could stick myself on a refrigerator, I would. If I could stick myself on a refrigerator, I would. I would invite all the neighbors over and say, look at that. Can you believe what an A+ that is? Confidence. Yes. I think that's wonderful. Everyone should be confident, because every one of you, every single one of you, was born into this world as a human being worthy of love and value and all those good things. So whenever those little voices inside of you try to talk you into not liking yourself, you tell them, shut up and leave. We all have value, every single one of us. And every single one of us is born of light. We just have to remember that. So, okay. So Flowing's here. Hello, Flowing. Flowing is saying, love harvest season. I'm going to try growing tomatoes indoors. Oh, that's a good idea. And then, she's showing off all the fruit in the world that she would like to have. I would like to try to grow broccoli. Ruben loves broccoli. Oh my gosh. If I say to him broccoli, he starts dancing. He starts jumping up and down like, woo, broccoli. I've never seen anything so excited about broccoli. I get kind of excited about broccoli too, though, but I don't dance. Maybe I should. Maybe I'd lose some weight if I started dancing more. Totally. So I hope that you all had a great weekend. I did my rummage sale this last weekend. We did make some good money. That wasn't the intention, though. The intention was just to unload things out of the house, right? And we had a couple hundred different things out there, and just about everything went. And that's because we put ridiculously cheap prices on everything. So, but it turned out to be very good for us. It's enough money. I made enough money that I can comfortably go to Massachusetts on vacation in 2 weeks and enjoy myself. So I was super happy about that. And Chrissy made some money too. Rick made some money too. So everybody made some money. So it was good. I got sunburnt. You can't see it quite as much now because I got makeup on, but I am pretty much a tomato. Glowing red. Oh my gosh. It's so crazy. So I am going to just check something here. I'm a little concerned. Can you guys hear me okay? Everybody's hearing me all right? I was worried about the audio. So if you guys are having any problems hearing me, just let me know. Okay. Thank you, Flowing. Thank you, Teresa. Okay, I'm glad. I was just a little bit worried about that. Something I wanted to talk about today. I'm going to go back over to the other camera here. Give me a second. I wanted to talk about these guys. And I know not everybody is into the Olympics. I totally get that. But this is not about the Olympics. Okay, this is about these girls. Oops. Let me get this out of the way. These beautiful, wonderful, amazing girls. I am so inspired by this gymnastics team. I've always loved gymnastics, but this team in particular really inspires me. If you look at their faces, they show what America could be. I mean, all these girls come from different backgrounds. None of them were born with silver spoons in their mouths. Okay. They all had to work hard. They all had to kind of work their way up and go through some adversity in order to get where they are right now. Many of them battled health issues. Simone Biles battled mental health issues. Suni Lee battled all different kinds of physical things. Like she was in a kidney disease that like crippled her. Okay. All these girls have like had to overcome so much in order to get here and work so hard and focus so hard on them, on their, on what they wanted to do. But they manifested this, you guys. They worked hard. They saw the vision. They focused and they got there, and they've done it together as a team. And look at these girls. They represent like a lot of the best of what America has to offer as far as diversity is concerned, and just a wide range of talent. They're just so inspiring to me. And I wish that our whole country could unify the way that these girls did to make this happen. Because if they would have just been focused on themselves and their egos as a team, they would not have been able to perform the way that they did. Okay. They embraced one another for all the light and dark that they are, and lifted each other up and continuously lifted each other up and encouraged each other. Simone Biles was like a wonderful team captain. You know, she really kept the girls on track. And I'm so inspired by this team. I just wanted to say that because I feel like there's so much negativity in the world right now, but we really have a lot of things to have hope about, you know. We really do. We have a lot of things to have hope about. And, you know, one of those things that we have to have hope about, for me anyway, okay, is Kamala Harris. I personally have been re-energized when it comes to this political season because of that brilliant woman. You know, I'm so excited for this, and it feels like America is excited too. Did you see her speech in Atlanta? Oh my gosh. That place was packed. Not fake packed, not exaggerated packed like some other people, you know what I'm talking about. All right, it was packed. And it's like that everywhere that she's going. There is so much new energy in this now. I can feel it. I feel it in the collective. It's not just my imagination. There is just this whoosh of positive energy out there right now and excitement. And I'm so happy to see that. You don't even know. And I have so much hope. I have so much hope right now, you guys. I really, really do. Flowing said, look at their smiles. An amazing achievement. Yes. And Flowing says, she's so great. She's an amazing speaker. Yes, she is. And she's brilliant. You know, you can see the misogyny that's out there when you hear certain people talking her down, right? The things that they pick on, pick on about her, it's real misogynistic. And the world can see that, and the Americans can see that. And women are coming out of the woodwork to get behind her, you know, way more, I feel, than they did for Hillary Clinton. So I am very stoked and excited and ready to go for this election. Hi, Viviani. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Viviani's here. Hello, hello, hello. So I wanted to also, there was something else I wanted to talk about? Maybe not. Maybe that was it. Those were the kind of the three things that I wanted to talk about this morning, that are kind of current event-ish, you know. Oh, I'm so thirsty today. Yes, girl, right there. Yes, I'm a cat lady and I vote. Woo, me too. I'm a childless cat lady and I vote. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yes. Yeah, what kind of comment is that, right? Oh my gosh, JD Vance. Yeah. I'm a childless cat lady of 4 cats. Rock on. I've got 2 and a bird and a turtle. But no kids of my own. Although I think of Devante as my son. I do. I have to admit that. I do think of him as my son. I treat him like my son. I yell at him like he's my son. No. Katie says, childless cat ladies rule the world. And not from a couch. That's right. That's right, Katie. You got that right, girl. What a stupid thing to say. What a way to alienate so many people, right? Why would anybody with a brain say anything? Oh, I'm a cat, dog, and many horses with one kid. All right. And you vote, right? Fatima, good morning. Oh, that's okay, Fatima. We don't take attendance here, okay? We don't mark you down as late or truant. Never, never, never. Hey, everyone's got a life, right? Everybody's got real life going on here. So when stuff happens, stuff happens. It's okay. No biggie. Woo! I do too. Katie just had their primaries in Arizona. This yesterday? Was it yesterday? Yeah, Tuesday, yesterday. And she was telling me this morning that it was kind of a bluish purple color by the time the primary was done, which is good. I mean, there's some people there that, but you know what? I think that I have this strange feeling that as this season progresses, the political season progresses, I feel like we're going to see a lot more of the verbal faux pas that are going to cause people to turn away. They may not turn towards Kamala Harris, but they're going to turn away from Republican. So I'm hoping. So and we're already starting to see that happen. So I feel like that's gonna snowball as the panic ensues on that side of the political spectrum. So Katie says we all get to hear Carrie Lake more. She won her primary here. You have my condolences and my deepest sympathy. Okay, oh no. But it's going to be an interesting political season. It really is. But everybody stay in the light. Stay in the light. We persevered through what felt like a very dark period, in our political season here. And I feel like the light is at the end of the tunnel, and it is bright. It is bright. So we have to just keep focused on the light, right? Just stay focused on the light. And Kitty says, I wish you'd go back to being a newscaster in Phoenix. Or maybe like a newscaster in Venezuela. Or somewhere else altogether, you know what I mean? Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple people who are running here in Wisconsin too, where I'm just like, will you please get off my television? I'm trying really hard not to watch TV. I'm watching the Olympics because I love the Olympics. I know not everybody likes the Olympics. I know not everybody is into the whole competition thing. I get that. That's perfectly fine. But for me, the Olympics have always been like something that I've loved. So I'm watching as much as I can, and I'm off of work and I have nothing to do. So I got him on almost all the time. But I like the idea of like all these nations coming together in peace to compete. Why can't we do this up on the International Space Station? You've got Chinese, Russians, Americans, Japanese. You've got all these people up there working together, doing science peacefully. Why can't we do that here on Earth? Why can't we do that in our everyday lives? Why does everything have to be so? And is competition part of that? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, But I do believe that competition does help people gain the confidence to push themselves further, and it's through that that we get our best innovations, you know, and we all benefit from innovations that started off as competitions, you know, like our home computers. You know, there's always been this constant battle between, you know, Microsoft and Apple, right? And as a result, we've got two really great products. You know, I mean, of course, there's little quirks with each one of those things, but for the most part, we all live off of the products that came out of that competition, right? So I don't necessarily think that competition is spiritually defeating. You know, I think that it can be a good thing. It's where you take it once you've gained it that is sometimes the problem, right? That is true, Deli. I also wonder why people can't get along. I know, right? Come on. It's not that hard. We need to support each other no matter what country you are from. I agree. I agree with that. I do. Because we're all human beings. We're all human beings. There's no lesser human being on this planet, and anybody who thinks that there is, well, they can go suck an egg. That's all I have to say about that, because it's not true. You know, last night, Chrissy and I, on Tuesdays, we take a walk over to one of our neighbors' houses that is about a block away. Okay. And over there, they outside have an exceptional chorus that comes and practices there. And if you don't know what an exceptional chorus is, it's a chorus that is made up with people who have different kinds of disabilities. For the most part, most of the people have Down syndrome, but there's also other people there too, you know, who have some autism and, you know, just different disabilities, but they all get together on Tuesday nights between 6:30 and 8 p.m. and they sing outside, and all the neighbors are invited to come and be a part of their little concert. So a bunch of neighbors show up there and we all watch and we sing along, and it is so much fun. So anybody who says that, you know, like Trump has said in the past that certain people with disabilities should just kind of die and get off the earth already and stop using up our resources. But you know what? I get more love and joy and fun. They have so much value to me just by being these loving, angelic like people. It is so refreshing to be around people who, no matter who you are, they just want to reach out and hug you and call you friend and sing with you and get excited when you're singing with them. Oh, it brings so much to me, you guys. You don't even know. I'm getting emotional even talking about it. Whew, but they are wonderful people. I need to make a video and show you guys, because this little choir made up of about 40 young adults is just, it just, my heart. I love them so much. Oh, okay. Get off my soapbox now. Oh, Fatima says, look at all the disasters. We need to support each other. I agree so much, my friend. I agree. YouTube has brought us together from every corner of the world. That is so true. Katie was just talking about this yesterday on her show, where she was talking about how YouTube has brought us together as friends. And we're good friends. We're not just superficial friends. We're good friends. Katie and I mean, she's my sister. I have never met her in person. Never. But I love her like we have been together since the moment we were born. You know, I love her like a sister. And I love you guys too. You know, when you guys are here every week for me and we just are here chatting, this means so much to me. You don't even know. You don't even know. Katie says, I am more oriented to win-win than win-lose. So I am not a sports person because someone always loses. I gotcha. You know, and there's a lot of people who feel that way. And I do understand that. I really do. Oops. Okay. It's just pure love. Yes. Yes. And Fatima says, it does feel like family. It does. It really does. I mean, if something happened to any one of you guys, I would be so hurt and sad, you know? And that's how you feel about family and close friends. You know, you don't get those kinds of feelings from superficiality. You know, there's a real tangible spiritual connection between all of us. And that means so much to me, you know? So I am humbled and glad that you guys are my friends, you know, that you're here for me. And, you know, when something happens to me, you guys are always telling me, hey, I'm praying for you. I'm sending you energy. You guys, I love that. And I want to do that for you guys too, you know? So if we're ever together and you're like, hey, Dolly, I have a prayer request, please speak up and tell us. We will all pray for you in that moment. So it's important. I love that. I love that about us. I really do. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys a question. I've got 3 questions here for us today. And we're going to start with a fun one. Well, maybe it's not fun, or maybe it is fun. The question is, what did you get into trouble for when you were young? What did you get into trouble for when you were young? That is the first question. And I'm interested to hear what y'all have to say about that. All right, so Katie said, you all have been my glue the last couple of years. I'm so grateful for every one of you. And we're grateful for you too, Katie. Like from the bottom of my heart, I really am grateful for you. And if I ever make you feel like I'm not grateful, I am sorry, because I truly, truly am. And Fatima says, every Sunday I light a candle at church for all my YouTube friends. Oh, that is so sweet. I love that. I love that about the Catholic Church. I love that. I love that. I love when there is an action and an intention behind a prayer. You know, I light candles too. You know, I light candles for my friends as well. So I know what that action is like, and that I love the energy that's put out into the universe when you do something like that. So thank you, Fatima. You rock. You absolutely rock. Okay, does anybody have an answer to this question? What did you get into trouble for when you were young? Or maybe you never got into trouble. Maybe you never did. All right, Katie says, getting my shoes wet. I had to wear corrective shoes that were expensive. I love playing in creeks and snow melt. Wet shoes. Oh no, I bet you did get into trouble, because orthopedic shoes are not cheap. I can just imagine. And I love doing the same thing. I loved jumping in puddles and getting into the creeks and the rivers and going down to the lake and getting into the lake. I loved that. Flowing. I light candles at home. Me too. I think that's a beautiful practice. I really do. I just noticed Clarity is in here with me. I don't know if I can show you. I can't lift this up. But Clarity is laying on my meditation pillow right now. She's meditating. Are you meditating? What a good girl. She's totally meditating. For going into the priest confessional box. Uh-oh, what'd you do in there? Or did you just sneak in and pretend that you were the priest and start listening to everybody's confessions? Can you imagine? Oh no. That would be crazy. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I blah, 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 blah. And then you're sitting there going, then you say, what'd you do that for? Get out of there. I'm not forgiving your sins. Katie says, back in 1965, my shoes were $65 a pair, which is probably like $500, $600 now. Jeepers Christmas. Fatima says, I like candles at home also flowing. It's just as good. It is. It's all about the intention, right, Fatima? The intention that you put into when you light that candle and say a prayer. It's the intention. I wanted to see the magic in there. That's awesome. Did you let the magic out? Did you accidentally let it out? Oh, no. Oh. Hi, Gina. Good morning. Hey, Gina, we were just talking about this question. What did you get into trouble for when you were young? What did you get into trouble for when you were young? What didn't I get into trouble for when I was young? That would have to be my answer. Okay, I was 7 getting ready for my first confession. Oh boy. Oh man. That's hysterical. One thing that I got into big trouble for when I was a kid, we had a blue Ford. Oh, what was it? I don't remember what kind of Ford it was. A big, giant 1970 Ford vehicle, a land yacht, huge 4-door, and it was blue. And I did not like that color. I did not like the color. It was a weird blue. I didn't like it. I wanted to have a black car. Okay. I wanted to have a black car. So I went downstairs in the basement and I grabbed a can of spray paint and I started spray painting the car. And my dad caught me and was I in trouble. I'm sure my hind end hurt for a week. But funny enough, about 10 years ago, Rick and I were driving somewhere, and I swear to you, we saw that car. The black spot still on the car. And I was like, that's our old car. I was like, what? It was still running. The Ford Galaxy yacht. Yes, I think that's exactly what it was. So yeah, I got into trouble for that. Fatima says, I threw the fish out of the garbage because I thought it was bad. It stinks. Uh-oh. Oh, no. So you threw out the fish? Oh, no. My grandmother gave me so much shit. Oh, I bet. What are you throwing out food for? Oh, my gosh. What Gina said something back here. What did she say? I saw it for a second. Gina said, talking too much. Oh, well, I think we all can relate to that. And then she says, otherwise I was an angel, if you believe that. Flowing was like, I just couldn't understand why I couldn't talk to God directly. Well, you can, right? That was a question of mine as well. Katie says, I had a friend who drove a Ford Galaxy, and that thing was so big you could put a car inside the damn thing, and when the shocks went out, it really did float around on the road just like a dang yacht. Oh man. Oh no. That's scary. That's scary, actually. I once drove a truck and one of the leaf springs broke. And all of a sudden, I went from driving down the road like this to driving down the road like that. That was freaky. Very, very freaky. All right, how about another question? Okay, now this one's a little bit more not esoteric, a little bit more philosophical. Is science or art more essential to humanity? Is science or art more essential to humanity? That is an interesting question. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about that. Is science or art more essential to humanity? And I guess you'd have to almost say you'd have to like break that down a little further, wouldn't you? Like essential in what way to humanity, you know? But yeah, that's kind of a hard question, isn't it? But it's a good question because it gets you thinking. It gets you thinking about like where we're at right now. What's more important to us right now, do you think? Katie says, without art, we would not learn to question things. Spot on. I think both. Can't just pick one. Both serve us. Both can cure. Yes. I agree. And I don't want to jump in before everybody has a chance to say something, but I agree with what Katie and Flowing said. Gina just says yes, and Fatima says they are both important. Yeah, I think that they are. I think that art often leads us to scientific discovery. Look at Da Vinci, right? Look at Da Vinci and how he blended the two. He blended art and science together. And wow, what a man. What a brain, that guy had. And so many artists are like that because artists are able to think outside the box. And I think that science has become way too dogmatic. Way too dogmatic. Things that are theories are treated like fact way too often in the scientific community, in my humble opinion. Okay. I feel like there is so much more that we could be learning if we started to think outside the box a little bit, and artists get us there, musicians, people who draw and paint and do all different kinds of mixed media, sculptors, even carpenters. All these people think outside the box to do creative problem solving and to create beautiful, beautiful works of art. And that leads us to science. The Renaissance, the stuff that we saw in the Renaissance is what led us to our scientific method as we know it right now, right? So, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Fatima. Art is a part of science. Yes. Think of all the ways. I mean, Katie can speak on this because she's made a lot of her own pigments in the past. But in order to create those pigments, to create those gorgeous paintings that we have seen come out of the Renaissance and since then, they had to like do practically an alchemical process to make those things happen. That is science, right? Experiment theory with experimentation followed by a conclusion, right? And Katie says, true medicine is totally spiritual, and our medical schools do not emphasize that part of the science of care. Yes, I agree with you. Although I'm happy with the medical group that I work with because they have put back into medicine, the care part of it, but yeah, so many places still have not. Katie says resin art is completely science, art is dangerous. Yeah. How many times have you told me, Katie, I got to go put on my respirator because I'm doing whatever project, there is science happening there. Resin gets hot, resin gets warm when it's curing, right? So, oh yeah, resin burns. It does. 100%. So I think that that's a neat, interesting philosophical question, right? I think we need both. We need both for sure. All right. One last question. What are the most important qualities in friends? What are the most important qualities in friends? Now, I want to have a caveat here. I'm not going to say that there's any right or wrong answer to this question because friendship and what you want out of friends is subjective, right? It's going to be different from person to person to person. So, put down what you feel about friendship. What do you feel for you personally? Don't think of what is the right answer. Just think about it for yourself. Flowing says, I'm a retired nurse, retired RN. There was an art to my caregiving. Oh, I'm sure there was. And thank you for doing that. You know, nurses are like the unsung heroes of healthcare, 100%. And the assistants, the CNAs and stuff like that. Man, they got to deal with some nurses, and CNAs got to deal with all the crap, you know. And when they're able to do it with a smile on their face and with love in their hearts, and sometimes with some scolding, that just, I appreciate that so deeply. Katie says, thank you, Flowing. I love nurses. And Flowing says, oh, I miss it every day. I bet you do. And talking about friendship, Fatima says, honestly, being there when a friend needs support. I agree with you. I agree with you so much on that. Flowing says, thank you. I received a lot from my patients. Oh, I bet you did. I bet you did. Because, you know, Flowing, you're such a person of light. You know, you're such a person of light. If you were giving them your light while you were taking care of them, you were providing a healing that goes beyond anything that a pill can give you. Right? I think that that's amazing. And I think that that's wonderful. So you probably got some light right back from them too, after you gave them your light. They reflected it back to you. You know what I look for in friendship? You know, number one, I look for honesty. I don't like lies. I do not like lies at all. I don't like liars. I don't like people who lie. I don't like lying. So I look for honesty first and foremost. And when I'm like looking to see, is this person somebody that I can connect with or not? You know, the very first thing is I look to see, are they manipulating me? Is this too good to be true? Do they seem like they're exaggerating about themselves a lot? You know, and when I see that, you know, that's when I kind of just back off. I don't hate them, but I don't like pursue a deeper friendship. I kind of keep it on the superficial, you know. So honesty is something that I look for probably first and foremost in somebody that I'm going to interact with or give some of myself to. You know, it's really important to me. I also look for people, like Fatima said, you know, people who will be there, you know, who will be there for me, you know. And I've only got a small handful of people in my life who I can honestly say that I could trust enough to be there for me if I needed them to be there for me, you know. Fatima said, me too. Honesty is the best way. I agree. I mean, I like people who love themselves enough to say, I am okay just the way that I am. I don't need to be anything more than what I am. I don't need to control you. I just want to exist in the same space as you and share ideas and be friendly, and I'll be there for you. I mean, that's what I look for in a friend, you know. Flowing says, friends that are there for me when I'm feeling low. Honesty, loyalty, and love. Yeah. 100%. Friends that just crack me up. Yes, I love that too. We all need those friends as well, don't we? You know, and we can be all those things. We can be people who are caring and loving and attentive and genuinely interested in the people that we want to be friends with, but we can also be very loyal. You know, when we see that somebody is treating them bad, we can step it up, right? And stand by their side. You know, there's a few people in my life, and Katie is one of them, you know, because Katie and I have been friends a lot. You guys, Katie and I have a history. We've been friends for quite a while, even before we joined the spiritual community and recognized that, each of us had a spiritual connection. We were friends even before that. And one of the things that I love about Katie is the fact that if she sees that somebody's doing you wrong, she is not afraid to open her mouth and say something. You know, she is one of those people who steps up. And I love that about her. And I feel like all of you would do the same thing. I really do. I feel like you guys are all like, hey, wait a second here. If you're, I know, Dolly, and what you're saying isn't true, so I'm stepping up. I know that you guys would probably be exactly the same way. Fatima says, very good flowing. The world would be great if everyone was like that. I agree. Okay, we got that. Da, 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 da. Oh, you're smiling at memories. That's great. And Katie says, my friends are my family. And in many ways, that's the same thing with me too. I have the family that I was born with, but I have the family that I've created, you know, the people, the sisters and brothers that I've brought into my life because they rock, you know. And in many cases, I'm closer to the family that I've created than the family that I was born with the exception of being my mother and my brothers, my immediate family. I am close with them. I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed to have been born into the family that I was born into, because I know so many people who didn't have supportive families or who had narcissistic mothers and fathers who, you know, caused a lot of trauma, you know. But I'm lucky. I didn't really have that. Maybe a little bit, but not enough where I feel like it affected me throughout my life, you know. So yeah. So I guess for me, the most important quality would be honesty, loyalty, love, and, you know, I also look for a certain amount of selfishness, unselfish people, you know. And the thing about friendship with me, you know, I know I talk about my autism a lot, but when you're born with autism, you have a more difficult time, especially as a child, with making friends. I often found myself like not knowing what to talk about with people, and I often felt very isolated and alone. I'd see all the kids playing and having fun, and I didn't know how to put myself into the situation and join in. And so I spent a lot of, at least from kindergarten until about seventh or eighth grade, I really didn't have any friends. You know, I was shy and I was alone, and I was sad, and I didn't know how to interact with people. And the best thing that ever happened to me was meeting somebody who helped me bring me out of my shell, who took a chance on me, wanted to get to know me. And through that, they were able to help me learn how to interact with people with my own self, with my own honest, this is who I am self, you know. And that is my friend Leslie, who lives in Tucson with Katie. My friend Leslie really brought me out of my shell, and I'm eternally grateful to her. And she's the one who encouraged me to join forensics in high school, which just brought me out even more and helped me learn how to interact even more, and helped me learn how to mimic, you know, how to fit in with people. And man, yeah, I am so grateful for her, for Leslie, and what she helped me do, you know. And we're still friends to this day. We're still good friends to this day. So I'm very blessed. I've known her for jeepers since, well, at least since we were 12, and I'm 55, almost 56. So you can do the math. Katie says, my childhood trauma was my family's attitude about religion. Yeah, that is such a hard thing to get past too. I feel like you have, though, Katie. I mean, you have your moments where it kind of resurfaces and bothers you. But for the most part, I feel like you are pretty solidly grounded in who you are. You know who you are, and all that now is just water under the bridge. It's something that happened, and it was an experience that for whatever reason you signed up for, right? And it taught you things. It taught you things about yourself. It taught you how to be one of those people who could stand solidly on their own and just be you don't have to, you can do anything. You could take care of anything. You don't need anybody else to carry you along. You walk your own path. And I think that is amazing. And then you said you learned to trust. Yes. Yeah, trust is hard, especially when your trust has been betrayed so many times, but you do. And I think that that's neat. All right, it is 9:45, and I would like to pull a card for one or all of you. So does anybody want me to pull a card for you guys for today? If you do, just let me know. I'm going to pull you know what? I'm going to use my Star Tarot. Katie gave me this beautiful deck, the Star Tarot. I don't have the book handy right here because I was reading it actually. But these cards are so gorgeous. I've wanted this deck for so long, and it's very difficult to justify buying decks of cards when you're out of work, and you're living off of somebody else's income, But Katie bought it for me, and I cried when I got it. I've wanted this deck for so long. So let me see here. Okay, so I've got Teresa saying yes, please. Fatima says, the only thing about religion that I find bad is the controlling part. Well, I think religion is what you make it, Fatima. I believe that you can have a beautiful relationship with God. You can go to church every Sunday and have a beautiful relationship with God, and you can still be in control of the relationship that you have with God, But yes, the sometimes religion does try to take care of that. All right, Teresa, I'm going to pull you a card. Angels protect us. Spirits of the land in my home surround us, and ancestors give us wisdom. What do you want me to tell Teresa today, Spirit? Please and thank you. And I love you, Spirit. Okay, this is the one. I have Temperance. Oh, can you see that? Aren't these gorgeous cards? I just love these cards. I love the rainbow wings. I love the rainbow. All those symbols of hope and love and happiness that come up when you see a rainbow like that. But the Temperance card is it's a patience card. It's a healing card. It's a everything in moderation card. It's a balance card. And I feel like what Spirit is bringing to us today for you is take everything as it comes today without a strong, try not to have a strong reaction to anything that happens today. Take things as they come and take time to weigh them out before you make a decision, before you react. Just kind of keep everything even keeled, get grounded. If you're not feeling grounded today, make sure that you get grounded. If you need to go outside in your bare feet and stick your feet in the dirt and just breathe and get grounded, go ahead and do that. But if you're feeling any kind of certain kind of way off balance or something, get grounded, get balanced, and don't make any decisions before you weigh things out carefully and be patient. Okay. So that is my card for you today. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, I'm going back here. Katie says, as Audrey Hepburn said, nothing is impossible because it really says, I am possible. That's right. I am possible. Okay, Fatima, you said yes, please. So let me pull a card for you today. All right, Spirit, what would you like Fatima to know for today? Okay, so I got a hand shuffle here. All right, what do we got? We have got the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands. And this is a, often when I feel this, when this card comes up, what I feel is like being tested, like you're going to be tested somehow today. And that could be any number of things. It could be you and your husband like having a little maybe disagreement about something. It could be a neighbor or a friend or even somebody online who might be challenging something that you said. And I'm feeling like Spirit is saying, just be careful if that happens today. Just breathe through it. Don't react quickly. Another one that's feeling that way, don't react quickly. Just, weigh it out and then make your rebuttal if somebody comes at you. Okay, don't snap back at them is basically what I'm being told. So just be careful of that today. Yeah, it's weird that you both have kind of that same feeling about things. So just be careful. It's the nice thing about the nine of wands is there's also like a courageousness involved with that card. And sometimes that courage can allow you to want to be like, especially if you feel like I am right. Okay, I am right. Sometimes you that courage that you gain from that feeling of I am right can bring about a response that is way stronger than really you intend it to be, which sometimes can put people up on edge. So just be careful with how you talk or react if somebody challenges you today. And that's it. That's what Spirit gave me for that. Katie says, you have two angels behind you, one in each corner. Right there. I don't see angels, but I am happy to have them nearby. And Gina says, yes, Dali, if there is time. Sure, there's time. Okay, Spirit, what would you like Gina to know today? Yesterday I got measured for my mobility when I was at physical therapy, and I am about 2 weeks ahead of where I should be, which is great. So I am healing up very nicely. Still don't have like full use of this arm, but look at how high I can reach. That's higher than I've been able to do in a long, long time. And it's very sore today because of PT, because we're doing strength training now. So, woo. All right, Spirit, what do we want Gina to know for today? got the Five of Wands. Another wand today. The Five of Wands. Now, again, this is another conflict card. This is a pointless conflict card. And it can be a lot of times it's conflict of opinions. Okay. And that's kind of what I'm feeling right now is, be careful, Gina. I know right now we are in an era of everybody speaking their mind about what they think and feel about certain things. And Spirit is just cautioning you to be gentle and soft with it today. Spirit is by no means saying do not have any kind of an argument with somebody. They're just saying that make sure that you're doing it with love. Do it with love. Especially if you're out there in the internet world and you're reading things that might make you a little angry, or on Facebook, you might read something that might make you a little angry. Spirit is just reminding you that you gotta respond to those things with love. Otherwise, you're contributing to the problem. Okay, so that's the message from Spirit. Although, Gina, I can't imagine you like going off on anybody, but you might. You might. Okay, and Flowing says, Dali, I would like a card. Sure, you betcha. Okay, Spirit. Flowing would like a card. What would you like Flowing to know? Clarity was just trying to drink my water. Do you need to go out, honey? I'm almost done. I'm almost done here. Spirit, what does Flowing need to know? I wonder if we're all getting like these conflict cards just because there's so much right now happening, especially with politics. The meanness is starting to heat up, and I think Spirit is just letting us all know, hey, I know that you guys are frustrated. I know that you guys have been going through some stuff and you're just sick of it and angry, but approach everything with love. Approach it all with love, because they're human beings too. And they're hurt human beings. And that's kind of why they act the way that they do. All right. Flowing. What do we got for you? We have got the Eight of Wands. Some more wands. It's like everybody's gotten a wand. And it's not like I'm not shuffling these cards. Everybody's getting the wands today. This is wild. And, this is information's coming at you fast, or something's coming at you fast kind of card. Here it's kind of like depicted as electrical, like electrical energy coming at you real quick. And, a lot of times this can like have to do with travel or mostly information. And what I'm feeling from Spirit right now is kind of like a massive flow of information coming at you all at once, like maybe even overwhelming you a little bit with the barrage of information that you've been receiving. I don't know if that you're getting like spiritual downloads, or if you're, just watching too much news, but just be careful. Take time to process things before you go on to anything else, is what I'm feeling from Spirit. Don't let the flooding of information overwhelm you, whether it's coming from family, the news, the internet. Sometimes we can get hooked by something that we see, and we just all of a sudden start researching it like crazy because we want to know more, and we're just taking a lot in, and that can like cause anxiety. And so just as information comes to you, take time to process it before you go on to something else, is what Spirit is telling me, if that makes sense. Okay. Ooh, all right, let's see. I'm going to go back and read here. Thank you. Fatima. Fatima is a calm person. I get that. I get that from you. Katie was also hearing, watch your tone. Yeah. Gina says, so on point, accurate. Oh, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. My spirit team is actually pretty fantastic. It's not me, it's all them. It's easy to pick up and fall into negative energy. Oh, ain't that right? Especially right now. And Gina says, yeah, exactly, Katie. It would be the tone. I feel edgy today. Oh. Do some good deep breathing and just decompress a little. I tend to come back at people with tone, and they come at with the tone that they come at me with. Yeah, I get you on that. I'm being very mindful of this lately. Yeah, me too. Trying to. Flowing says, I have been asking for spiritual answers. I was in a deep thought this morning. Answers are coming. Thank you, Dali. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Sharon, how are you? Good to see you. And she says, happy birthday to everyone this month. Aw, thanks. That's nice of you to say. All right, my friends. Well, it is time for me to head out. We have been on for an hour and 6 minutes. Can you believe how fast that went? My goodness gracious. But thank you all for coming. I love you guys. I love that we spend time together talking and getting to know each other every week. I love that we can dive into spiritual things and that we've got this commonality amongst us. You know, I love each and every one of you. You are all beautiful human beings. And I will see you guys on Sunday for my Sunday video, and then next week again for another chat. Okay? So have a great rest of your week, you guys. Mwah. Take care. Thank you again. All right. Bye-bye.